When Jack Abbott embarked on a journey of self-discovery, he envisioned having encounters with those closest to him, including former stepson Nick Newman, played by Joshua Morrow. The Y&R veteran shined as Nick got to play different facets of his character. Soap Hub is bestowing Performer of the Week honors for Y&R on Morrow for his efforts. Joshua Morrow, Performer of the Week. The episode was, of course, a tour de force for Jack's portrayer, recent Soap Hub Performer of the Week for Y&R, and three-time Daytime Emmy winner Peter Bergman. However, as Nick, Joshua Morrow, in Jack's fantasy, got to lay into his friend/ex-stepfather with unbridled fury and later, play other levels in the episode, too. Jack was feeling tremendous guilt for sharing with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, who is back with Nick, that he still has feelings for her. We learn later in the show that Nick is actually cool with the situation. But Jack didn't know that when he fantasized about Nick's reaction to his feelings about Phyllis. He thought that Nick would be angry, so that's exactly what Morrow played. Jack tried to talk his way out of having simple feelings for Phyllis, but fantasy Nick wasn't having it. "Our relationship was finally in a good place and we have some balance and are in love," Nick shouted at Jack. "And you're doing everything you can to ruin it, Jack. I trust you. I respect you. What are you doing?" Y&R icons, quid pro quo. Jack attempted to point out that Nick did the same thing, and worse, when he, Jack, was with Phyllis, but that didn't hold much water with the Newman heir. In fact, it didn't matter at all. "Oh, this justifies your actions. You put all these thoughts in her head and now everything has changed," Nick proclaimed. Next, Jack tried to level the situation, pointing out in the fantasy to Nick that he must have had doubts about his relationship with Phyllis, doubts that have nothing to do with him, Jack, but Morrow kept the intensity up so that Jack couldn't find any peace. "You're doing everything you can to cast blame away from yourself. What is wrong with you?" An incredulous Nick continued. Later, after Jack returned to reality, he texted Nick and asked for a meeting. They got together at Crimson Lights and had a much more calm exchange. Empathy rules the day on The Young and the Restless. Nick was very different in real life than he was in Jack's fantasy. While he'd once been mentored and cared for by Jack, this time it was Nick's turn to show compassion and understanding. Nick informed Jack matter-of-factly that he wasn't threatened by Jack's feelings for Phyllis, downplaying the situation so as not to hurt Jack's feelings. Whereas the Nick in Jack's fantasy couldn't be bothered to hear Jack reminding him that he'd gone after Phyllis while she and Jack were together. Nick, in reality, humbly expressed to Jack that he felt guilty about what he'd done during that time. Jack suggested the two men leave ancient history in the past. Nick brought up Phyllis' name again, only to point out that he lamented Jack hadn't found anyone who loves him as much as he cares for Phyllis. Morrow's fans got to see him play both anger and understanding in the same episode. The actor always shines in stories involving children, but he was equally powerful in this recent feat, as well, when he was playing with one of the show's most talented vets. The Young and the Restless, airs weekdays on CBS. Check your local listings for airtimes. For more about what's coming up in Genoa City, check out all the latest that's been posted on Y&R Spoilers, and for an in-depth look at the show's history, click here. At Luck Test, Y.